Hello and welcome to the Kayden Show, today's best country mix. And joining us is Alison Sawhill. Alison, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for asking me to be here.
It is my pleasure. So, kind of tell everyone a little bit about yourself and what you do in the wonderful sales industry.
Oh, why, thank you. Well, I am an experienced radio salesperson. I have been in the industry for over 20 years, and a lot of those years have been spent at a Boston country radio station. And, what I do is help businesses of any size find the right way to promote their business. Now, I work for a broadcast company and a group of radio stations, so that would be my lead product. But really, any local radio station can drive success for a business. Those are just the ones that I happen to sell.
That's really
but
cool.
I work really hard to make myself, an invisible member of the business team. I care very much about the success, whether it's hiring the right employees or selling loaves of bread, bringing people to an outdoor event, whatever the business needs to do. I put my thinking cap on and try to bring them ideas that will help them get that job done.
Absolutely. So, kind of walk me through the process that people have to go through in order to, get themselves on a radio station.
Sure. Well, it's pretty easy. Probably the first thing a business wants to think about is, what does my customer look like? What is the person that is doing business with me in person or online? What are they most like? And then you want to at least start the conversation with a radio station that has a similar profile. Now, sometimes it's not exact, and that's why people like me have a lot of research
Hmm.
available and a lot of expertise to help guide a business through that process. But once you find the right audience to talk to, then you want to think about what your message is going to be. What do we want them to know about our business? What do we want them to do? Um, you know, Two things to think about is you either want them to do something or you want them to believe something. You have the best pizza in town. Come in this weekend for $15 off a record. So the message will go in one of two ways. And then you want to find the right placement. Now, in today's technology, we've got, online
Hmm.
broadcasting, we've got traditional broadcasting, we've got engagement through social media. So you want to find the right tools and tactics to deliver
Hmm.
that message. That usually aligns best with the immediacy of the goal, how quickly we need to achieve it, and
Hmm.
what kind of budget we have to work with. And then we tailor that for results.
That is really cool. And for a business, like you said, they have to go different avenues because not every business is going to be the same. Do I have that right?
Yes. Yep. Every
That's what I
business
figured.
is different. Every campaign is tailored. Every business is unique. There are, kind of basic strategies that would apply to most people, but when you really want to get strategic about reaching the right audience with the right message at the right time, that takes a little bit of research and some creativity and some thoughtful planning.
Hmm. Has there ever been like a customer that you had to do really dig and like really had to deep dig for answers?
Oh, sure, absolutely. Let me see if I can think of an example. So there's a lot of research available for very broad categories. If you
Hmm.
owned a restaurant, if you owned a retail store or a car dealership, um, I do a lot of work with veteran organizations, which is a very
Hmm.
narrow marketplace. And there's not a lot of research on that. So
Hmm.
you have to build a profile of that individual and really look at other lifestyle habits and behaviors to, as best you can, build that audience and be able to deliver the results.
I agree. I agree. Is there something in particular on like why you chose sales? Like, what is it about sales that caught your eye?
Let's see. I don't know if it caught my eye, but
Okay.
um, I can tell you a personal story if you're interested
Okay.
in that.
Sure.
So when I was in college, I worked at a lumber store. I was
Hmm.
a cashier, and over the summer, I would come home and tell my family these crazy stories.
Hmm.
So, working in a lumber store, you see a lot of construction workers, a lot of ex-military that got into construction, people trying to fix crazy things in their house. So it's, a really diverse population. And I would tell all these crazy stories. And my father said to me one day, he said, that's sales. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I got a name tag, I'm wearing a smock, I stand in this little
Hmm.
box and ring a register. And he said, nope, they could stand in any line, but they want to give you the money. They enjoy your conversation and you're helpful and you're polite and you're kind and that kind of got me thinking, well, maybe maybe that's a good path for me. And I got out of college and took a job at a teeny tiny little AM radio station in Westerly, Rhode Island. And I've either made a terrible decision or I'm really good at it.
Yeah. How long have you been with Beasley Media Group?
I've been with Beasley for 15 years.
Wow. So you've definitely gotten a lot of, insight in that.
Yeah, it's really been a pleasure to watch, particularly with the country station we have,
Hmm.
the evolution of country music in New England.
Hmm.
That has really been exciting.
And it's funny when I usually talk to people, they're like, "Country music is really popular in Boston." I'm like, "Yeah, it is. You would be surprised." So,
Hmm. I know it's
hmm.
big. It's really big. I
Hmm.
remember, in 2006 when Carrie Underwood
Hmm.
won American Idol, and then I want to say it was in either 2012 or 2014 when Fenway started doing concerts and Jason
Hmm.
Aldean did a big concert at Fenway. I mean, those were some major turning point milestones. That said to everybody, country's legit.
Hmm. It sure is. Where have you been in regards to concerts? Who have you seen?
Oh gosh, I have seen a lot of people. Because I've been in radio a really long time. I've had the opportunity to be a
Hmm.
part of a lot of stuff. From people that are still in the game, like the Kenny Chesneys and Tim McGraws and Keith Urban, those big kind of core
Hmm.
artists, to some up and comers that you know didn't quite make it and went to do different things. And I've seen so many. I think probably my favorite are the ones that are, I don't want to say big, but
Hmm.
they're they're starting to gain momentum and they can see the success. They can start to see their hard work materializing. And those performances, when you go from, just a guitar in a small room to a small crowd to
Yeah.
now a room that's electric, I think those
Hmm.
are probably the most exciting because I'm really cheering for them. I'm rooting for their success. And you can just feel that
Hmm.
energy and gratitude coming off them. Those are probably my favorite.
And not only that too with the famous artists, but we also, there's a lot of independent artists that are out there too.
Hmm.
So,
Yep,
hmm.
absolutely. I mean, there's so many people with so much talent. Just incredible.
And I really think like Cruiser and everything, she is great with featuring them as well as myself, and you do the sales side of things. So,
Oh yeah, absolutely. What Cruiser's been able to do in our
hmm.
community is just awesome. Being able to give
Hmm.
local artists that platform for additional exposure, just like what you're doing,
Hmm.
giving them an opportunity to share their songs and their story and just the gift. It's awesome.
It is, it is. So, have you ever had like a really either awful experience with a customer or like a really, really, really good customer really super nice and polite, and you made some good money from it or something?
Oh, sure. I've had I have had all of the above. I've had crazy stories. One of the ones that I always tell people, which is just bananas, is sometimes when you meet with a small business owner, you would have to go to
Hmm.
their home, if
Hmm.
maybe their business doesn't have a physical location. And I met
Hmm.
with this one gentleman on his back patio, and we're having a meeting, and he liked birds. And
Hmm.
he had all of these big, fluffy, fancy birds. And they really liked my hair. So I am this young salesperson trying to be
Hmm.
very professional and ask my questions and help him. And I am dodging this bird who is trying to pull my hair. He did not end up doing any business with me, but it gave me a really crazy story to share. But I
That's
do
funny.
have, one of the great things about this is it's not a fixed opportunity. So, I've worked with a lot of really talented people and a lot of really interesting businesses, and some of them have become lifelong friends.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's like a season of business, they will come in and out, and you only work with them a short while. But because you get to cultivate a relationship in this way
Hmm.
around a format and a passion point, country music and radio and supporting their business, you can develop lifelong friends. And I'm lucky that I've got a handful of those from this as well.
That's very, very true. And I didn't realize that you guys had to like travel. I mean, you don't have to with, you know, that, but I didn't know that you were like you traveled to people's houses. That's interesting.
Oh, sure. I mean, prior to the pandemic,
Hmm.
um, it's our job to identify a customer that we think we can help and a business that we think we can help. And then we go to them. We set an appointment and go out to their business. Only recently we do a lot more Zoom, which is,
Hmm.
saves me some gas money. I don't hate that. But, there's something powerful about hearing a business owner tell their story and sitting in their office and seeing, you know, awards and,
Hmm.
magazine clippings or newspaper articles, framed on the walls. You really get a sense of what's important to that business and the journey that they've taken. And, that just gives me, more pride and, probably a lot of pressure I put on myself to make sure that I
Hmm.
don't let that business down.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. I know that recently you posted that the market in Boston in the country field 1025 is like huge right now.
It is. It is. Boston for country is just it's exploding and it continues
Hmm.
to grow. I mean, part of it is a seasonal swell.
Hmm.
Now the weather's getting nicer. People seem to, not that they don't listen to country year round,
Hmm.
but I think there are less things to take their attention. Like I always say,
Hmm.
I can't fight Santa Claus. I can't fight the blizzards. I
Hmm.
can't fight the Patriots because those are all things that capture our attention
Hmm.
because we love them too, or we need to pay attention to them in the case of a snowstorm.
Well, yeah,
Um,
that's New England for you. I mean, that's just
exactly.
you don't live around here, you won't know. I guess to all of you that don't know. So.
Right, right, exactly. So those are things that will borrow the
Hmm.
attention of a loyal country fan. But the format continues to grow. Um, it has a broader feel to it now, I think.
Hmm.
What do you think? Do you think it's changing that way?
I have to 100% agree. I have to agree with you on that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean,
Hmm.
it
It
has
is.
it goes. I remember a few years back we called it bro country,
Oh,
and
really?
all the
Okay.
music that was coming out of Nashville was very male. It had a rock feel to it. There was a lot of songs of beer and trucks and chasing
Hmm.
girls and that kind of stuff. And then we got away from that, and it was a little bit more storytelling, and it was a little bit
Hmm.
more balanced.
Hmm.
And I feel like we lived in that space for quite a while. And I just have a sense, and I have no idea because I don't get to sit
Mhm.
at the table in Nashville and make these decisions, but
Mhm.
it seems that we're getting broader again. Have you noticed that there's a lot more collaboration with
Mhm.
artists?
Mhm.
Maybe names like, for example, El King with Miranda Lambert.
Yeah.
You know, not that they don't go together
Mhm.
like peanut butter and jelly, but you're like, wow, that's different. And it's created a new sound, and it's a sound that can be played on multiple formats, radio stations, and it's capturing people's attention. So I feel like a lot of artists are exploring that right now, and
Mhm.
it's giving us a broader feel to the format.
I agree. I agree. So, where can people find you, Allison, if they want to reach out to you and make an appointment and talk to you, and how they can get their business up and running?
Well, you could probably, the easiest is probably through social media. I am on Instagram as the Sawhill. I am on Facebook with my name, Alison Sawhill. I did start last year a kind of radio advertising business Instagram, which is called Country Music Marketing in Boston. It's kind of a long handle. I
Yeah.
didn't think I didn't have my marketing hat on when I made that. I think I felt the pressure. But on that particular Instagram channel, I do share a lot of business tips and artist updates and things that are
Mhm.
very special and helpful for the country format.
Yeah, and what's also exciting too is summer is coming, so there's gonna be a lot of concerts and stuff. So,
Absolutely. Anybody you're looking forward to seeing?
oh God, there's a bunch of them. I don't know if I
I
can pick one.
I know, me too. I've got my little mental list going,
Yeah. Hmm.
but
I've
it'll be great.
I've always been a fan of Luke Bryan's, probably have.
Oh,
So,
awesome.
yeah.
He puts on a
Hmm.
good show.
Hmm. Definitely. Is there anything that I forgot, Allison, that we should bring up about the sales industry, or anything that I forget or forgot? Sorry.
No, no, I think just people need to be ready to
Hmm.
share their message of their business and, move forward with confidence, understanding what they want to share, what they're trying to
Hmm.
achieve, and, hopefully they find somebody, passionate and caring like you, like
Hmm.
me, who can help guide them on the right path, and they will have great success because radio works.
It sure does. Oh, and also, you guys do businesses like nationwide, right? Is this like a nationwide thing that you guys can help out with, or just so people know? Because I know we have listeners from all over. So.
Oh, sure, absolutely. So we've got a bunch of stations all over the country. And one of the things now with technology, kind of like we're doing here, is
Hmm.
digital audio and targeted digital audio. So we're able to bring people a message anywhere.
Well, that's really cool because you said that you guys do like podcast advertisements last time we talked, and a few other things that I can't think of at the moment.
Oh, yeah, we do a lot of things. We have a full in house digital services
Hmm.
organization that can do everything from SEO and SEM down to just assisting with social media, in-house video and graphic design, and really over the years, with the base of being a traditional broadcast company, we
Hmm.
thought we needed to do more to help our customers, so we continue to add to our team to answer the questions that our clients bring us.
Well, that's amazing, Allison. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us right here on the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. We appreciate your time so much for talking with us today.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.